We really appreciate you tuning in here to Henry's Dashboard Dialogues again. We just enjoy sharing the wonderful things in our community and sharing what a wonderful place we have to call home. Thinking about sitting at the dashboard as you drive around our community. You can't drive at about 100 feet before you see one more thing that agriculture has shaped in our community. You drive a quarter of a mile off of the square, you see all the remnants of the old tobacco barns. Downtown on the square, we have our farmers market during the summertime. Everything about this community was built, was honed with agriculture in mind, which is why that here on Henry's Dashboard Dialogues, this program, we want to talk about agriculture. This is a National FFA week. We have an FFA chapter here that is steeped in heritage and continues to grow under the leadership of a very impressive gentleman who has a lot to do with the growth of this, Dr. Andy Joe Moore, who is the Director of Agriculture here at Barren County High School. Andy Joe, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, and I appreciate this opportunity to visit and chat with you for a little while.
Just a little background here to set up. Andy Joe Moore is a native from Barren County, and you have a heritage in agriculture here, don't you?
I do. I actually represent the 8th generation on my family's farm, and my own kids make up the 9th, and that's something that we've grown to be proud of. But aside from the farming, I've had a great career so far here at Barren County High School as an ag teacher and one of the FFA advisors.
No matter where you went to school, if you lived in the city, you lived in the county, you lived somewhere else, everybody knows about Barren County High School FFA, what it has meant to this community, and more importantly, what it has meant to so many students, Dr. Moore.
That's right, and that's something that we are very proud of. We recognize that, and we try to hang on to that. We tell a lot of stories. We want to make sure that the present-day students know that the FFA roots, they run deep. They go back to those days where the high schools were part of the elementary schools, and occasionally you'll still see one of those old FFA jackets that has Park City or Highsville or Austin Tracy on it. And
those jackets, though, Andy Joe, were always worn with pride. That is so impressive.
We still allow that FFA jacket to be the symbol that we want our students to hang on to. And if you gather around a group of FFA members, you'll hear them say stuff like, you know, this jacket makes me a part of something bigger than myself. And we like to always ask them, you know, when you put that jacket on, where will that jacket take you? That's a neat part about it. And one other little side story with that is we see a lot of young folks come in and they're not too sure about that old blue corduroy, maybe as a 9th grader, but by the time they're a senior, it fits them just right, and there's nothing that they would rather wear more than that blue FFA jacket.
Let's do some numbers, and let's set the stage right here. First of all, agriculture is a part of the curriculum here at Barren County High School. Let's talk about some of the ag classes that you all provide, and then let's extrapolate that into when you get involved into FFA and how the two kind of fit like a glove together.
At Barren County High School, we are fortunate to have the class opportunity to really build around 4 pathways. We consider them pathways. That would include the animal sciences, plant science, and horticulture would be the second pathway. Ag mechanics is a separate pathway, and then we finish out with ag business. And within those pathways, we have numerous classes that are related. And obviously, from a 9th grader to a 12th grader, those classes build upon each other. Currently, we have, I'm going to say, close to 325 students that come through our program. Now, some of those students are here for one class. Some of those students possibly take more than one class a semester in ag. For about 3 or 4 years, we have shifted the way we do our FFA membership. Prior to COVID, students could choose to be a member, but doing so meant they would have to pay a little membership fee. As a program, the ag teachers, we got together and decided that maybe we would like to try a route considered affiliated membership. And this is where the community makes a much bigger impact than maybe they realize. But through the affiliated program, our community members send us donations, and we take that donated money and purchase a chapter membership so that every student that sits in an ag class is now also an FFA member. We've seen tremendous growth. We've seen students get involved with contests or attend events or maybe purchase their own FFA jacket, where as before, maybe that didn't happen as often. And so we're very, very blessed to have the program that we have and the student interest that we have.
There's a lot of impressive things about this program, but over the years, covering news, things like that, I've been to several FFA banquets. The leadership in FFA, the banquet is run by the leadership. You get to see young students who have blossomed into responsible students, responsible leaders. I don't know how you do that with a 14, 15, 16-year-old, Dr. Moore.
One thing that I would have to respond to is we have a lot of great instructor leadership that goes back across the United States. FFA was formed in 1928. Those folks back in that day, I think they were the true visionaries. They set up the foundations of FFA, and even though agriculture has changed and continues to change, those FFA foundations have stayed in place. And premier leadership, personal growth, and career success, that's what we go by. And we really make sure the students have the opportunity to experience that leadership and take charge of, like you mentioned, FFA banquet.
Know a number of the educators who have taught in the ag programs here in Barren County schools, and a lot of them retired from everything but FFA.
Oh, that's exactly right. We have tremendous support multiple times throughout the school year. We have an FFA alumni chapter, Barren County FFA alumni, and that's a group of folks that they may range from ages 18 to any age, and those older folks that maybe have been out of the ag department or out of FFA for many decades, they still enjoy coming back and sharing stories and helping us host events, and that's something very special about Barren County.
There's a ton of success stories with FFA from Barren County High School, FFA members, ag classes. You've got another one coming up this year who's going to be graduating and who's already announced her plans to take it to the next level. Miss Molly Webb, who is so busy, she couldn't be here with us today, but just to sit here and talk about her is going to be sufficient to express what an exceptional young lady she is, Dr. Moore.
She's definitely one that has made us proud, and we're equally proud of her accomplishments. Molly had to be away on an ag-related trip to Lexington, Kentucky this morning, but we're talking about a young lady here that is currently serving as our chapter FFA president while simultaneously serving as the Kentucky 4-H state president. And Molly has just as many roles and responsibilities with other organizations like the Barren County Junior Cattlemen's Group, the National Beta Club. And Molly, at the heart of, I guess, of her mission is to proceed as an agriculturalist. And Molly is soon to be traveling to get a college degree in agriculture. And we're just excited.
This is at Oklahoma State.
Yes, Oklahoma State University. Molly has received several scholarship opportunities. Typically, a student like her would have to pay out-of-state tuition to go to a university like that, and that has been waived due to her becoming a recipient of one of their programs called the McKnight Scholarship Program. So the list just grows with her accomplishments. And one thing about Molly is no matter where Molly goes or what accomplishments she racks up, we know that Barren County agriculture and Barren County FFA is always going to be close to her heart.
She's an impressive young lady. I'll tell you, she was here for that proclamation signing, and that's a name to remember, Molly Webb. You'll hear it again. Another proud product of the Ag Department and FFA here at Barren County High School. I can't finish this interview without saying, they don't give away PhDs. You have to earn it. And I think people hear Dr. Andy Joe Moore as the name. Let's just explain what the doctor is for.
Well, I appreciate that. We all sometimes take routes that we don't fully understand where we're going. But I did have an interest about 12 years ago. I felt like there was maybe more that I could contribute to the agricultural department, whether that be through the education or whatnot. But I received a degree in educational leadership, and this all took place down at Western Kentucky University. And I always appreciated the fact that they allowed me to focus solely on ag education through that process. So all of my research was in agriculture education, and we looked at a lot of public school situations throughout the state of Kentucky. In a quick recap, it was very promising to realize that even public schools that don't currently have an ag education program, those schools do see value and they appreciate what we're doing. And it's just always been my hope maybe my work or my research might be a stepping stone for somebody to look further into that and really promote what agricultural education is all about and get it where it's available to more students.
So when you hear the title Dr. Andy Joe Moore, that is a title where he's invested a whole lot of time, and it allows him to make a difference every day when he's down here working with these young students. And I encourage you to come down here and take a visit, and you'll see that in every single young student as they progress here. And what a celebration of FFA Week, Dr. Moore. And I know that there's a lot of exciting things that are going to be coming up here. This is a curriculum, a program that is ongoing and continuing to grow as ag changes. They are right here meeting it. So I really appreciate you being with me here on the Dashboard Dialogue Show today.
Well, I'm so happy to be here, and I just want to end my part of this interview with thanking the community of Barren County and let you guys know that this FFA program does feel the support, and we appreciate that, and we hope that that's something that we have a great connection with for years to come.
Dr. Andy Joe Moore, Barren County High School Agriculture Department Director, and our guest here this week on Henry's Dashboard Dialogues.
Going back to Glasgow.